Hello, this is Jeff from TournamentBowl.com, and I'm going to show you how you can make your very first tournament online on TournamentBowl.com. First thing is you're going to need to be logged in. If you don't have a login, that's okay. Just email me, Jeff@TournamentBowl.com, and I'll be happy to fix you up. Once you're logged in, you'll know you're logged in because you have this pink toolbar and your name is in the upper right-hand corner. You click on Create Tournament, and we're going to work down this wizard on the left-hand side. The first thing you'll do is make a name for your tournament. This, I'll call it Demonstration Sweeper. And you'll be the tournament director, but you can come back here and you can add more people to help. Maybe multiple people are working on this tournament. And then, what bowling center will it be held at? Now, if your center is not listed, that's okay. Just click here on Add Center, and you'll be able to add your bowling center to the list. All of the centers on this drop-down were all put in by users. And then a note that you want people to say, this is just a demonstration tournament. We don't want somebody to enter this tournament thinking they're going to bowl it. And then save the step. And so you can see here, you're the head director, that's me, and then you can add directors here. Next is step 2. And that's where we define the event. We're going to have just one event. It's a normal format. That just means pins. Could be handicap or scratch. And this will be the name, the event. You can call it whatever you want, but you don't need to put the tournament title in there because that'll be on every page already. So you don't need to put the tournament title there. And maybe do a shorter one there. You have a full name and a short name. They show up in different places. Entry fee, $10, and this is if you want bowlers to be able to enter online. If you leave it at yes, they can come to TournamentBowl.com and enter your tournament. This next section is for what you want the standings to look like. Do you want team names? Do you want a home center? Things like that. Keeping in mind that people will have to enter all of that information. And then do you want to have, how many pins behind a 200 pace or the leader? Cut line, if you want a red line someplace on the standings, just put what place you want it at there. Things like that. Okay, the next section, we're at normal format, but you could change it to match play or something if you want, a little more complicated formats. You can leave this blank for now. Number of games to bowl, let's make it 5. And then carrying pins. Probably going to want everybody to start at 0, but maybe this is round 2 and people qualified into this round, and so you want to start them with their pins, carry their pins over or something. You could mark that to yes. And then alibi entries, leave that at no for now. Make it separate video for alibi. That would be some kind of side action. Okay, here's where it gets a little more complicated, is handicap. Now, if you leave this as scratch, because it's a scratch tournament, the rest of this doesn't matter. It's all going to be zeros. But if you change it to handicap, then you have to put in the percent and what the base average is. If you would like a maximum handicap, that goes here. If you would like a minimum handicap, that goes here. So for example, maybe you don't want negative handicap, and you would put a 0 here for minimum handicap. Or you could have a different handicap percent if they're over the cap. Sometimes it's 100% negative handicap, just whatever you want to do. And then here is, if you have teams, if this is doubles or teams or something like that, how do you want that team handicap to be calculated? It could just be everybody's handicaps added together, or you could do it based on the team. And you will get slightly different handicaps if you do that, just because of truncating. And likewise, your series handicap. Almost always that'll be your game handicaps added together, but you could do it by series. Okay, so when that's all the way you want it, you make the event, and there it is. Now you can make multiple events if you wanted, but right now we're keeping it simple. Next step, squads. So let's make this squad be July 16th, and let's make it be at 7 o'clock. You have to tell it AM or PM, so it knows whether it's morning or afternoon, and then you have to put the event into the squad, keeping in mind that you might have multiple squads and multiple events, and the events might happen at different times, so you need to tell Tournament Bowl which events are happening at this time and date. And then here you can put a note to people, like for example, please check in 3 minutes, or something like that. And there's your squad. And now you're pretty much done. Things after this are a little bit optional. You can upload a document if you want, if you have some rules, or if you have a flyer or a picture of your dog or something that you want everybody to have access to, then you upload it here, or maybe you'd like to give people a link. It could be to a video, it could be to your Facebook, your organization's Facebook, maybe a PayPal or something like that. Any link that you want people to have access to, that goes here. That's optional. Step 5 is how bowlers can enter. If you would like them to enter online, then put yes, and when you're ready to open that up and start harvesting entries, change that to yes and save it. So right now, bowlers can enter. And the rest of these, like prize fund, can be done afterwards, maybe after you've got your entries so you know how much you're paying out. That's pretty straightforward. Other than that, it's ready to go right now. In fact, if you look at upcoming tournaments, you will see Demonstration Sweeper. There it is right there. And that's pretty much all there is to setting up a tournament. There'll be other videos for how to put in your rosters and how to enter scores and things like that. It's all very straightforward. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that you're enjoying TournamentBowl.com.